Wait, what's Halsey doing? She's attacking Karma out of the blue. Why? We thought they were friends, but apparently they were not.
I told you I was coming for you and my happiness championship, Karma.
Everyone is wondering why did Halsey have this fight. I'm genuinely attacked aftermath backlash. It's simple. Halsey's gone, and the happiness fighter army is dead. Along with Ramita, the rage karmic demon, and her wrath of darkness rage.
I'm sorry, Hubsy. I lost against Ramita, the karmic rage demon that tricked you and put us both here. It's all over, and you'll be stuck here forever.
You tried your hardest and gave it your all come. Never be ashamed. And I don't think we have to worry about being stuck here for much longer. Now that I'm tapping into that power you saw me. Karma, go ahead towards the karmic transport gate. I'll make my way towards the karmic mind portal so I can get back into my body. But I can only do this if Ramita is distracted. So I need you to distract her from me.
I will do this, my karmic friend. Until we meet again, stay safe, and we shall meet again on the earthly planet.
You too, stay safe, my karmic friend, and we'll meet again.
Love, buddy. Anna, is that you? Yes, not so loud enough. If Ramita hears my name, she will know me and Hubsy have escaped the rage karmic prison. And Hubsy's plan to take out Ramita will be for nothing.
Oh, sorry, Karma. How did you and Hubsy escape? And where is she?
So it's a long story, love, and I can't explain it here. It's not safe. Let's go somewhere where he's safe. And I'll explain it all. How high and Hubsy escaped, where she is, and her plan to take down Ramita.
Now, Ramita, I bet you've been wondering who I chose as your opponent for dinner. Well, let's just say it's time for you to get your karmic justices.
You played with fate like it was a game. Opened closed wounds, then spoke my name. But blood remembers, down to the bone. Now every scar is lying alone. Then I rose again with dark stone. You can take my heaven, but I can raise fucking hell.
Away, Karma's back, people. Last we knew, Ramita locked her away in a rage prison with Hubsy. Can she put those scales in the favor of justice and equality once again tonight by becoming the new WWE World Happiness Champion once again? Let's see. Ramita retains her championship, but only because of disqualification after she snapped with rage over not knowing how Karma escaped that rage prison, which Karma remained tight-lipped about.
But did you fully escape from the rage prison, Karma?
I'm not telling how I escaped. That's for me to know and you to find out.
Can someone please tell me how that pathetic dog of Karma escaped my entitled rage prison without any powers?
I don't know, my Majesty, but she wasn't the only one to escape the rage prison. Hubsy escaped as well.
What? Halsey escaped? How? She has no second power.
Again, I don't know, my Majesty.
No, let's find out and find out. So I turn it all into pathetic dogs. You are.
Hi. Everything is going to plan. We're in Ramita's head. Where are you, Hubsy? Okay, cool. The final part of the plan will play out next week. See you then, my karmic friend.
Get your butt out here, Karma, before I come back there and make you tell me how you escaped my rage prison, one way or another.
Oh, Ramita. You look like you're losing your cool. Things not going your way, hey?
I'm cool, like a chick on the tunnel. Tell me how you escaped, please.
Well, since you said please, Ramita, I'll tell you how I escaped. Only on 2 stipulations you have to agree to, though. First, you have to put the ruler status of the karmic world and the WWE World Happiness Championship on the line at WWE Evolution in a karmic tribal match.
Fine, I'll do that, and I agree with whatever the other stipulation is. Now tell me how you escaped.
Oh, Ramita, you should have let me finish speaking, because the second stipulation is that I get to pick your opponent for this match. And I think I'll choose the person that helped me escape your rage prison and you karmic friend.
No way. Hubsy, the happiness fighter army, genuinely is back with some new karmic powers, it looks like. I wouldn't want to be Ramita or everything she has done to Hubsy.
Ramita, I have to thank you, because if it wasn't for you trapping me in that rage prison, I wouldn't be on my path of destiny right now to become the first ever karmic goddess of happiness. So at Evolution, I will take everything from you in that karmic tribal match. This includes your rage power. And I'll do it with a smile on my face, because it's time the happiness comes back to WWE, I say.
My name is Hubsy, and welcome to the Happiness Fighters Army, where we're all about fighting for our happiness, our health, our dreams, against our own version of our own darkness, be mental, physical, life situations, or just the big bad world right now. Now, usually with these prediction videos of PLEs that are coming up, I'm mainly talking about men's matches. There is sometimes where I talk about women's matches if they're on the card, and it's usually like 1 or 2, but not this time. They're all women's matches. Yes, I will be making my predictions and talking about the all women's second PLE Evolution. And as a woman WWE fan, I am excited for this. I watched the first Evolution back in 2018 and I was pumped, and I know this time the women are just going to kill it, especially with the newer generation coming in of WWE Women's Superstars. Oh, it's just going to be so much better, and I cannot wait. And yeah, so I will be making all predictions in this prediction video about Evolution. I know there's a Saturday night main event on the day before, but I want to just focus on the women. And speaking about women, we are going to move into the skit series that I write, film, produce, and edit all by myself, and that is Taking On My Rivals in WWE skit series. There was no way I was not going to have a match for Evolution, and it just, the way this story is played out, it just felt like it had to come to some sort of conclusion between Hobbsy and Ramita at Evolution, and that's why it's Hobbsy, the newly found karmic goddess of happiness, versus the rage demon Ramita for the status of the karmic world and the WWE World Happiness Championship in a karmic tribal combat match in the karmic world. And this match is basically like a tribal bloodline match, anything goes. And this is the first of these matches in this series. First match that actually will be broadcast from the karmic world for WWE. And yeah, this just had to come to an end, and it had to be at the great all women's Pelly Evolution, I say. So I want to know in the comments, who do you think is going to come out on top after Evolution? Will it be Hobbsy and the happiness line, or will it be Ramita and the rage, redness, darkness, whatever you like to call it? So let me know in the comments who you think is going to come out on top. Now let's focus back on this great all-women PLE Evolution 2, shall we? And get on with my predictions and any spoilers that I think are going to happen at Evolution. We're going to start with the first match that comes into my head, and that is the NXT Women's Championship match between JCJ and the Juggernaut, Jordynne Grace. And I'm going to say it, Jacy Jayne is going to lose that title, but I think Blake Monroe might come in and attack Jordynne Grace after the match, and then they set some sort of match up between Jordynne Grace and Blake Monroe. Because the night before Evolution and this match, we have Jacy Jayne and Fallon Henley taking on Jordynne Grace and Blake Monroe in a tag team match. And after this week's NXT, I see them like dominating in that match. But then Blake Monroe is like, I want the gold, sort of thing. Something like that. And then the fallout of that will play out after Jordynne Grace wins the NXT Championship off of Jacy Jayne. And then we can have the downfall of Fatal Influence. And yeah. But if Jacy wins, I see her winning by cheating somehow. Yeah, I just don't see Jacy Jayne retaining. And it's nothing against her, I just think it's time for her to move on. On to the next match I'm going to talk about, and that is the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team Championship match between the team of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, and Zaruka's Soruka and Zarya. Now, while I would have loved to see Liv and Raquel defend these titles together in this match, I think adding Roxanne as Liv's replacement while she's injured makes sense, because this could lead to the downfall of Judgment Day, especially with the way Raquel isn't liking Roxanne at the moment, and that's why I think these two aren't going to win at Evolution. I think them losing the titles is going to be the start of the feud between the Judgment Day members, especially Finn and Roxanne and Raquel and Dom. So yeah, I just don't see them retaining. Now, who I think is going to win the tag team titles off of Raquel and Roxanne? That could be interesting. I actually don't know, I'm rooting for Zaruka because they deserve gold. Plus, Zara is from South Australia. I'm a South Australian fan. Got to root the hometown hero. And I just think it makes sense because then you could put the tag team titles down in NXT for a bit. You could have Zaruka on the main shows to see if they work out or not. And yeah. But if Kabuki Warriors or Charlotte and Alexa win, I'm not mad. I'm just looking forward to that moment when Charlotte and Asuka are in that ring together. That stare down moment. Because Asuka was the one that took out Charlotte when she was injured. So I've been waiting to see this for a while. And I'm so glad that we're going to see this somewhere in this match. And I cannot wait. So yeah. At the end of the day, the tag team champions of Raquel and Roxanne aren't going to retain. And I am rooting for Zaruka to become new tag team champions. But I am happy with any of the other teams if they win. Next match I'm going to talk about is the no holds bar match between Jade Cargill and Naomi. And I am just going to love this match. These two need to go at it. And whose ever idea to make this a no holds bar or a match where these two can just get their hands on each other and do not have to worry about disqualifications or countouts is a genius in my eyes. So yeah, I'm not gonna go either woman because both would work, but I feel like Jade may get the win here. And then this plays into another theory in another match I'll talk about. But yeah, both women are just going to kill it in this match. And yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. Now we're going to talk about the WWE Women's Championship match between the champion, Tiffany Stratton, versus one of the GOATs of WWE, a Hall of Famer, a legend, Trish Stratus. And while I initially didn't think this match should be on the card, like I thought it was a last minute, too rushed sort of match, now that I've had time to think about this match and the possibilities, they could do something really epic in this match. Now hear me out. This involves the last match I was talking about, and that is Jade and Naomi in the no holds bar match. Say Jade wins, Naomi doesn't like it, and the way to get revenge on Jade is to cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase on whoever is champion after this title match and become WWE Women's Champion, because we know whoever is champion around SummerSlam time will face Jade at SummerSlam. So you could have those two face each other. And then sometime between Evolution and SummerSlam, you could have Bianca return. And then we actually find out it was all Bianca's idea to attack Jade. And she turns on Jade. But then she also turns on Naomi because she hates Naomi as well. Making the Women's Championship match at SummerSlam a triple threat between Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. I reckon it'd be as big as the WrestleMania 35 match between Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But if I had to pick a winner out of just these two, I would go more Trish. Nothing against Tiffany, I just want a legend to hold a title. That would be really cool. Now, if Trish does win, this could lead to an epic SummerSlam storyline for the women's division. And that is Trish versus Jade Cargill. Fair enough. They go down, they have their match. And then someone comes out. Another GOAT of this women's division. And a Hall of Famer leader. And it looks like she's supporting Trish. She's rallying behind her. But then she causes some sort of distraction or something somehow to make Trish lose the match. But also, while this is happening, Naomi could come out and cause Jade to lose the match by cashing in a Money in the Bank briefcase, and Naomi becomes champion by the end of SummerSlam. And then after the match, Trish is like, "Why did you do that, Lita?" And then Lita says, "It's just retaliation for 2023," or something along those lines. Because when Becky, Trish, and Lita were all teaming up together, Trish attacked Lita backstage, leading to the Trish and Becky storyline. But we never got Lita's retaliation. So this could play out at SummerSlam. So, yeah. You could start this by actually having, like, say, Trish wins, Lita come out and being supportive of Trish at Evolution, but have a evil eye sort of thing. Like John did when he was hugging CM Punk at Night of Champions, but actually doesn't turn, and just slowly, as the weeks get on, she slowly turns more heel. I feel like that's what's going to happen at Evolution. So, yeah, this match is going to be very interesting in my eyes, and I just can't wait. Then we are going to move on to the Women's World Championship match between Io Sky, the champion, fellow Happiness Fighter Army member, Mummy Rhea Bloody Ripley. And I'm going, Rhea's going to bring that gold home to the Army, and I just cannot wait. Nothing against Io. I really do like Io. She is growing on me, but I just think Rhea needs to have that gold right now, especially with SummerSlam coming up. There is a possibility of a storyline that they could do that with the winner, or who I think is going to win the Women's Battle Royal match, which I'll talk about when it comes to that match. But yeah, I'm going fellow Happiness Fighter Army member Rhea, and it would just be perfect for her to win it as well, as this is like a day, 2 days in the US before my birthday. It'd just be a little nice birthday early. It'd be a nice early birthday present for me. But yeah, I see Rhea winning. We move on to the match that I'm looking forward to the most out of all the women's matches on this card. Don't get me wrong, all these matches have their own interest in their own way, but this one's just something is drawing me to it. And that is the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship between Lyra Valkyria, fellow Happiness Fighter Army member and the champ, Becky Lynch, and Bayley. Now, I will always go Becky Lynch as a fellow Happiness Fighter Army member. I will always root for her, and I'm going Becky to retain. But I have to be honest here, I don't know who's going to win this match. I honestly do not know, and I am loving this. I could see Lyra winning and being on top, as she is the babyface in this scenario. I could see Bayley winning it, and then they set up Lyra and Bayley at SummerSlam as neutral. You could have Becky retain by cheating somehow. But yeah, I just do not know who's going to be champion by the end of the night. I am going Becky Lynch, but honestly, I just do not know. But there is one thing that I think will play out by the end of the night, and that is Bayley turns more heel and teams with Becky. Now, don't get me wrong, if they don't like each other in real life, I have no problem with it. I say, do you surround yourself with people that love you and care about you. But I feel like Becky and Bayley have been throwing us fans off for weeks, I'll say even months now, with them both saying that we were never really friends in the Four Horsewoman era and that we don't get along and all that. Like I said, if they don't really get along in the real world, I have no problem with it. But imagine if they actually do team up. They could be dominant. And this could play into my theory of the GOATs of WWE Women's Division, like Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, Natty, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Bella. I'll even put like the older generation. I call them the GOATs because they are the GOATs. They're the ones that paved the way for the new gen of this women's division, such as Lyra, Tiffany, Rhea, women on the NXT division. Yeah, and I feel like there is a generation women's war about to happen very, very soon. And the way I could see this playing out, or conclusion of this, is that Survivor Series War Games, that you'd have Becky's team and Rhea's team, just off the top of my head. But yeah, having Bayley and Becky team up together would be another step towards this in my eyes. I'm not saying they have to do it, but I feel like it could be a really great storyline. Something that goes down in WWE Women's history. And that's why I think at Evolution we could see Bayley and Becky at the end of the match. Say Lyra's won for some reason. We could see them two beating up on Lyra. And then we have whoever wins the women's tag team titles come out to Lyra's aid and like take on Becky and Bayley, sort of thing. It could be Zaruka. It could be Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. It could even be the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Any of these teams would work in this scenario. And then at SummerSlam, it's a women's tag team championship match between whoever comes to Lyra's aid and Bayley and Becky. And this is how Becky becomes Becky 2 belts at SummerSlam, I say. Because you could have Becky have a match both nights of SummerSlam. First night, say, Intercontinental Championship, if she has it, if she hasn't lost it to Lyra. If she still has it, that could be night 1. And then night 2 could be her winning the tag team championships with Bayley. So, yeah. There's multiple possibilities in this match. And all these 3 women are just going to kill it. I'm going to say it. Someone's going to go through a table. I'm going to say it. Someone's going to go through a table. I just do not know who. And we're going to have weapons and carnage and chaos and yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to go with my fellow Happiness Fighter Army member, the man, Becky Lynch. And it would just be a great birthday present also to have her retain that title and bring that gold back to the army. So yeah. I'm just going to enjoy this match. Now, we are going to move on to the main event of the night, in my eyes. The match that's going to have the most women in it, the most surprise return elements as well. And that is the Women's Battle Royal match, where the winner of this match gets a title opportunity at Clash of the Castle in Paris, France. Now, there is so many women already announced for this match. We've got Nikki Bella, we've got Maxine Dupree and Natalia, the Dungeon Dolls. We've got Izzy Dane, Tatum, Lola Vice, Stephanie Vikia. They're just some off the top of my head. But I feel like there is going to be some surprise elements and people that we won't even think about being in this match. For example, we could have Brie actually in this match as well. I don't think she'll actually be a competitor, but I reckon we'll see some Twin Magic maybe. We could have, if Lita's not involved, the Trish Stratus match I talked about earlier. You could put her here. There's rumours that Alundra Blaze, sorry for the mispronouncement of the name, and Jazz could be returning, which if that happens, that would be epic to have some legendary women superstars in this match. There's rumours that the Inspiration, aka the Iconics, as they were used to be called, could return into this match, which, as an Aussie, I would love to see these two back in WWE. I feel like this match is going to surprise me. There is 3 top women that I could see winning this match, and that is, if they're going down the NXT route, Lola Vice. I think she deserves gold, I really do. If not, I feel like it's going to be one half of Dungeon Dolls, Natty, Natalia, whichever you like to call her. I feel like this could be really epic, especially if Rhea's champion by then. Rhea versus Natty or Natalia. That would be an epic match. But I feel like my number 1 pick right now has to be Stephanie Vickers. I feel like she could win it. She could win this whole tournament, and then if Rhea's champion by the time they get to Clash of Castle, they could set up a really epic match between Rhea and Stephanie Vickers. Especially when Stephanie first came to Raw, Rhea introduced herself, that little promo. I feel like they're going to play on that. And I won't be mad. I will not. But yeah, I just do not know who's going to win. But they're my top 3 picks for now. It may change by the end of the night. So yeah, any surprise elements, returns, anything like that. I basically said everything I think is going to happen. Like, Bayley will team with Becky, and she'll turn more heel. Not full heel, but heelish. We'll have a lot of women returning at this PLE, such as the Inspiration, aka the Iconics, Legends, Hall of Famers, people that will let go maybe. I wouldn't even be surprised if Ronda Rousey shows up. I would not be surprised. And if this does happen, I want Ronda Rousey to get the proper training she deserves. Send her to Natty's dungeon if you have to, WWE. But give her the proper training she deserves. And then have her face Becky Lynch when she does return, if it is at this PLE. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. But yeah, if Ronda does return, I'm not saying she is or she wants to, but if she does and she does return, I feel like this has to be the first match on her return card. And I just hope she gets the training she deserves. Not like last time. Who else? You could have people from other companies that have been let go come back. For example, Saraya, aka Paige, could come back. I know there's rumors that her contract is up with AEW in September, but she could have got out of it somehow. I'm not saying she has, but she could make a surprise element here. You could have women from TNA as well in this PLE, seeing that WWE and TNA are under the same company umbrella. So that's my predictions for WWE Evolution, the second all-women's PLE. And I'm just going to enjoy this PLE. I'm going to enjoy this whole weekend of wrestling in Australia, because the last 4 days of my year 31 actually plays out this weekend, because on Saturday in Australia we have Friday Night SmackDown, then on Sunday we have Saturday Night Main Event, then on the Monday, the day before my actual birthday in Australia, we have the all-women's second PLE Evolution, and then actually on my birthday in Australia on the 15th of July is Monday Night Raw. So I am going to join my 4-day wrestling birthday weekend. And yeah, so I want to hear from you guys. Who you think is going to win at Evolution? What's going to go down? And yeah. And with that, I am going to end the video here. And I'm hoping you guys are having a nice, joyful, warm, or cool, depending where you are in the world, day today. If not, I am sending joyful, warm, or cool, bubbly hugs your way.